What's up, everybody? Welcome to the September 15th edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, click the link below to claim up to a $100 first match deposit bonus with PrizePicks. We have a 6-game MLB slate tonight on FanDuel starting at 6:40 Eastern, so be sure to keep that in mind. Make sure that you enter your lineups in time for the early start. As usual, we're going to take a look at 3 of the top tournament stacks and 3 of the top tournament pitchers using the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool on the Stokastic.com website. Starting with the top stacks, number 3, the New York Mets taking on JT Brubaker tonight in New York. Not a favorable park to hit in and not a great matchup against Brubaker, but he has had some issues with left-handed power this year, and the Mets do have plenty of that. They're projected for about 9% ownership with a 9% chance of being the top scoring stack and a 6% chance of being the top value stack. Brubaker has struck out 22.8% of hitters with a 3.87 xFIP so far this season. The Mets active roster has a 116 WRC plus and 161 ISO. Number 2, the Minnesota Twins taking on Daniel Lynch tonight in Minnesota. 20.5% strikeout percentage and a 4.41 xFIP for Lynch. The Twins have a 110 WRC plus and 144 ISO. Minnesota is projected for about 13% ownership with a 13% chance of being the top scoring stack and a 15% chance of being the top value stack. And number 1, the St. Louis Cardinals taking on Chase Anderson tonight. Anderson's been solid in his first few appearances for the Reds this year, but going back to the start of last season, he's only struck out 18% of hitters with a 5.52 xFIP. The Cardinals active roster has a 122 WRC plus and 182 ISO. They're projected for 12% ownership with a 13% chance of being the top scoring stack. Now, before we take a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers, we do have a new promo code for viewers of these videos. That promo code is Adam MLB. You can find it written at the top of the screen. Use it and get 50% off Stokastic Plus Weekly. This offer is available for new users only, but if you haven't already signed up for Stokastic Plus, take advantage. You'll get access to behind the paywall data, including the top stacks tool and the top pitchers tool that I reference in these videos. So again, that's promo code Adam MLB. Use it and get 50% off Stokastic Plus Weekly. Now, taking a look at the top 3 tournament pitchers. Number 3, Pablo Lopez taking on the Philadelphia Phillies in the first game of the night. 10% projected ownership for Lopez with an 11% chance of being the top scoring pitcher. He has struck out 23.6% of hitters with a 3.6 xFIP so far this season. The Phillies active roster has a 112 WRC plus, but also a 23.2% strikeout percentage and gets a negative park shift going into Miami. Number 2, Miles Mikolas taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Excellent matchup for the Cardinals right-hander. The Reds active roster has an 84 WRC plus and 22.9% strikeout percentage this year. Mikolas has only struck out 18.7% of hitters, but he does have a 3.79 xFIP, and there are no real elite strikeout pitchers on this slate. Mikolas is projected for 18% ownership with an 11% chance of being the top scoring pitcher and a 7% chance of being the top value pitcher. And number 1, Carlos Carrasco taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Carrasco threw around 75 pitches his last time out. I expect that he'll get around 90 here. He has struck out 23.3% of hitters with a 3.47 xFIP this year. The Pirates active roster has a 91 WRC plus and 25.5% strikeout percentage. Carrasco is projected for 22% ownership with a 13% chance of being the top scoring pitcher and a 9% chance of being the top value pitcher. So to recap, the top 3 tournament stacks: number 3, the New York Mets; number 2, the Minnesota Twins; number 1, the St. Louis Cardinals. The top 3 tournament pitchers: number 3, Pablo Lopez; number 2, Miles Mikolas; and number 1, Carlos Carrasco.